From YSS getting a better ultimate to Kimmy finally looking powerful, Season 36 is almost here. Along with it, we are getting some exciting revamps, so let's check them all out. Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video we are going to check out all the upcoming revamp we expect for Season 36 and more. So without wasting much time, let's get straight into it. The first revamp we are going to check out today is the new YSS Revamp. Even though we thought the YSS Revamp was set to arrive in the last patch, it didn't. However, I think the chances of us getting the YSS Revamp this time are pretty high because of the last patch we just received. Now let's see all the changes he is getting. First and foremost, his passive has been given a massive buff. He now has HP recovery built into his passive, which I think he really needed because as we all know, YSS is really squishy and can struggle against bruiser and sustain fighters. One thing we did lose though was his turtle ship. It was the most iconic part of YSS kit, but no worries. They brought it back in a different form for which I am not complaining. His first skill is the exact same. There are no changes made here, which is a good thing, isn't it? Now, his second skill has an added slow effect when you tap it. There is no damage decay on hitting multiple targets, which is huge. It's basically similar to Suyu's third skill now. Finally, for the ultimate, it now doesn't deal damage globally whenever you use it. Instead, it now reveals the enemy's location and then you hop on your turtle ship. Yup, the turtle ship is back and unchanged in appearance. However, now when you use it, there is not only a stun but also a large area where you deal significant AoE damage. It's somewhat similar to Aurora's first skill, but it's bigger and better here. Now let's move on to Kimmy, who is receiving a complete revamp. I'm not entirely sure if her revamp is coming out next season, but let's check it out anyway. First up, Kimmy's passive ability. Aerial dominance is where the fun begins. While using her spray gun, Kimmy can move and aim in different directions, allowing her to dodge attacks while firing. However, she can't lock onto specific enemies, so you will need precision. Her spray guns deals with magic damage, making her effective against enemies with high physical defense. Hitting enemy heroes restores Stallium, which powers up her attacks. When fully charged, her basic attacks deal bonus damage and pierce through targets, making her deadly in team fights. Next is Skill 1, Anti-Grave Thruster. Kimmy activates her jetpack to fly over the terrain, gaining a movement speed boost. While airborne, she can fire chemical bolts that deal with magic damage, perfect for escaping or chasing enemies. Now onto Skill 2, Stallium Beam. Kimmy fires a powerful beam in a specific direction, dealing magic damage and immobilizing enemies' hits. This ability also charges her passive, making it spammable for consistent damage output. Finally, we have Kimmy's ultimate, Traction Pulse. Kimmy charges and fires a pulse that explodes upon impact, dealing magic damage in an area. The explosion creates a force field that slows enemies and after a decay, pulls them towards the center. This ultimate is a game changer for controlling team fights and setting up devastating combos. Kimmy's Revamp introduces a whole new level of mobility and utility, making her a versatile and powerful threat on the battlefield. Time to move on to Gloo, which is also getting a complete revamp. While we can't play a game with it yet, we can still showcase its skills. Let's get into it. First, let's check out Gloo's hero model. It has received major changes. Look at those hands. Creepy, right? Passive. No changes here, but something subtle has been adjusted that you will notice soon. Skill 1. No functional changes either, but the visuals are much better now. The bouncing goo effects are super adorable, but they are Easter eggs. Each time you use it, a different goo appears. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Skill 2. This skill has seen the biggest change. It now works in a fan-shaped area and the goo splits up while using it, making it easier to apply passive stakes. It's much easier to aim and can grab multiple enemies at once, making Gloo even more annoying to deal with. The ultimate has been simplified. Now you can jump onto enemies directly without needing two separate faces. It's basically the same but with one less step. Visually, there aren't massive changes here, but the upgraded model is definitely noticeable. Up next is another hero we just recently put a video about, Grock. If you want to know about everything in detail without leaving a thing behind, check out this video. But let's go over a summarized version here. There haven't been any changes to Grock's hero model yet, and his working animation remains the same. Hopefully they will introduce something fresh soon. Grock's basic attack has received some interesting updates. Every time he uses it, he charges himself up, increasing both his hitbox and size. If you keep spamming it, Grock hilariously turns into Beyblade. It's goofy but fun. That said, the basic attack doesn't have any added effects. It's similar to his old first skill but without CC immunity, which feels like a fair trade-off for balance. The first skill is still a knockback, push enemies into walls, and you will land a satisfying stun. No major changes here. The second skill remains a wall, but there is something new, a shield icon appears. Though its function isn't fully clear yet, combining this with the first skill lets you chain a stun. And the wall itself looks thicker and more polished visually. The ultimate is where things get exciting. Grock can charge endlessly as long as there are walls nearby, ricocheting off them like a pinball. It's incredibly fun and goofy with full CC immunity during the charge. Plus connecting with the wall still triggers the classic stun effect. The Revamp Grock looks like a blast to play, combining powerful mechanics with hilarious visuals. We can't wait to see how these changes play out in live games. We also have some visual revamps coming from the China server. We have already covered them all in this video. If you want to see their skill effects, check out this video. First we have Nana. She has been cutie-fied and made to look a lot sweeter, but she is still a health spawn. There's no doubt about that. Next we have Saber. We still don't have his visual revamp available yet, either in the advanced server or the original server. Man, this design has been out for a long time. Next we have Cyclops. The tiny mage has become even cuter with his visual revamp. Then there's Eudora. Her electrifying presence has received a massive visual upgrade. Now let's talk about Guinevere. The revamp adds an extra layer of elegance to her look, making her appear more royal and graceful. Moving on to Rafaela. The Angel of Healing looks more divine than ever with her upgraded model. Then we have Estes. The Moonlight Guardian has a radiant new appearance. Next up is Chao. The martial artist visual revamp gives him a much more stylish look. His new animations and effects makes his kick even more satisfying to land. And now Farsa. Her mystic vibe has been amplified with this revamp. The flowing detail in her outfit and her upgraded animations gives her an even more ethereal and mysterious aura. Now let's talk about Franco. The big guy has received a much needed visual upgrade. His armor looks more polished and his overall design feels more rugged and fitting for a fierce tank. Lastly, we have Freya. The Valkyrie warrior now looks more powerful than ever. So guys, what do you think? Which other heroes do you think deserve a revamp? Are you excited about the future of MLBB? Comment down all your thoughts below. So that will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.